Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Season 11. We're here with Round 1. It's a brand new day for the Sim Racing Alliance. It's going to be a little bit more punishing out here during qualifying.
It's definitely a hard one here. It's what it's like. It's very, very punishing.
For all the way in Germany, this will be the first time we see this in the team series here. This is a track where you will be driving the track, not as much driving the drivers on the track.
Very brave is the Ferrari to get the move done.
He does get the position done.
Oh, huge contact, and they're both going to go around. It's going to be a huge move up the inside.
He's been using every bit of the track.
Pedal to the metal, foot to the floor.
And we're off and away for SRA.
Welcome back, SRA Nation. We are at Brands Hatch tonight for the GT3 Team Series of SRA. This is Division 4, Round 7. Here tonight with my co-commentator Sean Daniels and your gracious host, as always, Jorge Blasani Rivera. It's been a little bit since the three of us been in the booth. I think we're glad to be back. Hope you guys are glad to have us back. How are you guys feeling about the race tonight?
I'm looking forward to some good side-by-side action here. This is a tough track to pass on, so if you don't qualify well, you're going to have to work very hard to get those positions made back up.
Yeah, I agree. I'm looking forward for the action tonight. I will not be speaking a lot though, because as you can hear by my beautiful voice, I'm almost out of it. So I'll let Sean and Ryan take it over. I'll be behind the scenes here in the camera work, and let's take a look at the track map so we can get that started.
Yeah. This is a older British track, one of the few handful of older British tracks, known for its tightness, bumpiness, not a lot of runoff. You got a coming into turn one's a tricky one. It's got a little downhill to the right, little off camber situation going on into it. Definitely a make or break turn for a lot of people. Coming into a long or kind of short U-turn of Druid's Bend of turn 2, back down the hill into turn 3. With a little bit of a straight coming into an important turn, I believe myself, of turn 4. Really important to get a good exit out of that one, because you need that high speed exit for a long straightaway coming into Hawthorne's Bend of turn 5. Very high downforce turn. Noticed lots of drivers in previous races with aero damage having trouble with this corner. After you get through turn 5, you're coming into Westfield Bend of turn 6, another higher downforce turn, and then back up the hill into Sheen Curve of turn 7, a hard right-hander. Not a lot of people run off wide on that one. Not a lot of runoff too, so you're probably going to see a few. If there are off tracks, there's going to be a lot right there. After that, you got a left-hander into turn 8 of Sterling's Bend, with a long straightaway coming down into the final turn, Clark Curve, which is another slight downhill, off camber, weird right-hand turn that follows a loop all the way back down into your finish line. Tough track.
Very tough. And you mentioned that runoff and Sheen Curve. That nothing but grass out there, and a little bit of grass on this track equals almost certain death.
A little bit of grass equals a lot of wall.
All right, guys, let's check out the standings, see how we're doing in the championship.
Yeah, with the sitting on top of the leaderboard, we have fan favorite Anton Rushevich with a as of right now 42-point lead over second place of Ren Aoki. I know those two have been kind of going back and forth for a little bit for the wins. And then to top 3 to round that out, we have Davim Galindo in his Porsche 992. Dean Stefani in 4th, and to round out your top 5 is Matt Schmitzer. I do like that the top 5 is all different manufacturers. And here's your full leaderboard here, rounding out all 44 drivers. For your team standings, we have freedomeagle.gov of only bad drivers allowed with Anton Rushevich and Thomas Greer, and their beautiful Coors Mustangs. And second place is Podium Hunters, Bucktooth Lions Taxi. Is that what that says? I believe. Matt Schmitzer and Elliot Levine in the BMW. And then rounding out your top 3 teams, we have. I'm gonna read that closely, and I cannot. Matchcard Racing.
Matachard Racing.
Matachard Racing of Matt Matisse and Darren Robichaud in the Bentley Continental GT3. Cool to see a Bentley in the top 3 of standings here.
I like how the top 4, the number 2, number 3, and number 4 are literally 9 points apart. That's a good fight there.
Got a good fight for the team series standings and the driver standings. So we'll see what can happen tonight. And we do have Anton Rushevich looking to make a 4th first place finish in a row here at Brands Hatch, coming off of 3 back-to-back wins. So maybe hoping to see if Rene Oki maybe has an answer for all those wins to try to make up the 42-point deficit on Rushevich, which is possible. It is a possible win here for him. So excited to see that battle play out.
All right, guys, we got some cars on track, so let's hop into the action here. They're under their qualifying.
This will be your silver drivers qualifying. Yeah, this is a
Thomas Greer leading the field, getting ready to start his first flying lap.
I can't tell, is this what time are we sitting here? If this is sunrise. This track is kind of known for if it's sunrise or sunset, very low visibility. The way the sun comes through and the way the elevation change happens, coming up these hills and back down them, there's a few parts of this track that you are going to be staring directly into the sun. Makes it a little tough to see where you're going, see your braking points, your turn-in points, but it does make for a very beautiful track.
Like the spot he just hit.
Yep.
Blinding, man.
Coming around this corner, usually you get hit in the face a little bit right there. It's you can kind of see in this point of view the bumpiness of this track. In grand fashion of old British tracks, they are not the smoothest. They are not the best well paved. They are very bumpy, and it is going to be a fight the whole race. Just trying to keep the car on track and maintain speed through all this chaos this track is. Greer should be the first one with a time on the board right now.
A 125.1. No, a little bit to 125.5. Pablo Ferrer with TC8 has a faster time.
125.1 is not a bad banker lap.
No, it's not.
Not bad at all.
I think that's not much worse than what I qualified with, actually.
I believe that's more than what I qualified with. So, and he actually came from my division, Pablo. Here, he came from D5 halfway through the season after race 3, moved up to D4 here, and has been doing quite well for himself. Well-deserved move up.
We got Darren Robichaud is up 7/10.
Not playing around.
Oh, he goes a little bit wide and into the wall, maybe.
And he holds it together.
I think he saved it.
But it showcased the issue with Brands Hatch here. Once you touch the grass, good luck.
You're pretty much just along for the ride after that.
Yeah, this there's no runoff on this track. No runoff at all. And the grass, you think the road is bumpy here, you go into that grass and you're gonna be 4 tires off the ground at some points.
Eric Rotherham just jumped up to P2 because Pablo Ferrer upped his time to 124.7.
Already in the 24s. So for the D3 race last night, the top 3 or 4 spots, I believe, were held by silver drivers.
That's that seems like it's been a trend here for this season. These silver drivers holding top 5 positions in a lot of these races.
It's also worth noting that the first half of this qualifying is going to be on a fast track, so not rubbered in yet. Which should put the silvers at a disadvantage, but as I said last night, that didn't seem to affect them too much. Some of them, anyway.
Yeah, usually the silver drivers have to deal with the fast track instead of optimum rubbered in track like the gold guys get. The only good thing from this track is being such a short track. They put a lot more laps in qualifying, so towards the end of the silver qualifying session, it should be a little bit more gripped up than most tracks are.
Thomas Greer put up a time good for P2. Oh, no. He was on a flyer here at the Charm. He was up 7/10.
That's a bad place to park.
Yep. Thomas Greer sitting P2 over Eric Rutherham.
Ferrer just jumped in 4/10 there on turn 2, turn 3. So he's looking for massive improvements if he can keep it up. Oh, he just lost it there. That's a very, very difficult curve, that uphill. You got to find your braking point and when to release your braking and get on the gas. It's quite difficult.
Seems as if Matt Anderson is up 0.3 on his time. I believe that should get him close to P3, if P4. If he can keep up with this. Don't count me on my math, but I believe this will put him in a P3 spot.
That could be good for pole right now.
Yeah, I'll say that. Yeah, maybe P2 even pole. Like I said, don't count me on my math.
Massive improvement there. Yeah.
There's pole position or preliminary pole for Matt Anderson. Matt Anderson, sorry, first name. Yep, Matt. Looks like Brett Swift is up 0.3 on his time, along with Shane Transu also up 0.3 on his time.
Miller is up a lot, but he's yeah, I think he's still trying to get into the 24s there.
Greer can keep this up. That'll get him for sure P2. Coming around the last turn here. Lost some time.
With Pablo right behind him, up 0.3 though.
Yep, Greer lost a lot of time around that last turn there. Pablo taking the pole spot, preliminary pole, with a 124.6.
By 0.02 of a second. He's already up 0.4 there. So he lost a bunch of time at the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, he found something in that turn 1.
Shane Transu to P3.
Rudderham seems to be up almost 4/10 on his time, trying to get into that P3 spot.
That would be good for Pole right now if he can keep up 3/10.
He's losing. He lost a little bit of time there, down to about 1/10 to 2/10. He's dropping. Must have lost something a little bit.
Jorge, chat's mentioning that there's no gain volume.
Interesting. Let's see if we can fix that.
No carved rooms.
No carved rooms.
How about now? We get vroom vroom? Let me know in the chat, guys, if you can hear that now.
I believe there is sound in the game now. I think we have carved rooms.
There we go. Great success.
The Charm's gonna put up a massive improvement there. 6/10. And I think that was it for our silver division, guys. Let's jump in with our golds.
Let's see who's first out.
It's Ranaoki.
No.
Rene Oki, the man who's probably looking to see if he can put an end to that win streak of Anton Rushevich and try to close up that points lead a little bit before coming into the final round, which will be at Kyalami.
Well, just judging by the leaderboards for this week, he's got a tall task ahead of him.
He sure does. But this track is more than just about pace. This is a very hard track to pass on, very hard track to drive around each other on, very tight, very technical. Qualifying here is huge. You definitely want to be out front because making passes on this track is not the easiest task to do. I believe that's Movo I see in the chat. Pole position, a pole sitter in qualifying last night in the D5 race. This is the, for everybody in chat, this is the first lap of gold qualifying.
I would like to run a season in this car, but I don't. I'm sure it's skill issue, but I just can't get it to work.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You get dropped down a division?
They wouldn't do that.
Renaoki seemed to have put in a heavy banker lap there.
The track is still fast. It did not improve to optimum.
Yeah, it took a couple of laps of gold quali last night to get it to optimum.
Was on the practice server, was the temperature also 19 Celsius?
Yes, for qualifying, yes.
I think the race was 22.
20.
I mean, for the leaderboards, though.
Oh, yes, there have been 19.
Okay, that explains a little bit the fast time seeing. So we got a bunch of D3 qualifying times. Temperature does help.
Imagine that.
Ren Aoki jumped up to a P5, and Anton sitting at pole position.
And parked it.
Pole position with a 123.9. Does he think that? Does he think that's gonna keep him on pole, or is he making adjustments to the car? Do you think?
I think he's making an adjustment. He's gonna come back out.
There he
There
goes.
we go.
There he goes. Didn't like what he was feeling. Something wasn't right. Maybe he wanted to, maybe his gap wasn't good on track, and he wanted a little more space. Back on track he goes. Ren up 5/10 on his time right now.
Very aggressive over that curve there.
Oh yeah.
It's like Davim Galindo is also going to jump up a few spots if he can hold this together at 2/10 up. Coming around the last turn here for Aoki. Coming down the front straight. Cross the line, we'll move him up a spot or two here.
He's on
All the way
P2.
to P2. Wow. The top 5 times here are so close together. All it's taking is thousandths of a second to make big jumps up in spots here. They're very close. All within, I mean, all the way up to 15th place is all within a second of each other.
Little drift there.
Ian Demler up 3/10 coming into the 3rd sector here.
Anton's about halfway through his lap and he's up 4/10.
That'll give Demler a pretty good jump here from where he's currently sitting at P11, right in the last turn. Still a little bit up, dropping some now. Gives him one spot, gives him up to P10. Rushevich way up on his time here.
Yeah,
This is probably going to give him pole for sure.
Yeah, I think he'd be good to park it now if he wanted.
Yeah, this is a 123.3. That is a, you're done, put it back in the garage, you have pole.
He wants more.
The next closest, P2, would have to put in an entire second faster lap time than they have now currently to take that pole spot away. Mitts are up 3/10 currently.
Still holding. That's going to put him into P2.
Mitts are up to P2. Aoki's going to really want to do something here in the last minute of qualifying. If he wants to, he needs to be within arm's reach of Rushevich off the start if he wants to try to get around him at this tight track. It's already hard enough to pass. You don't want to be starting 3 spots down from the guy that is within 42 points of you for the win.
Well, I hope he has long arms if he wants to be within arm's reach.
Go gadget arms. I mean, and Rushevich just isn't quitting. His delta's just staying green. This will move up Aoki pretty well if he can make it around this last final turn here cleanly.
May bump him into third there.
Up almost 4/10, a huge jump here for him. Yep.
Oh, same exact time.
In the third.
Same exact
That'll get him
time.
That'll get him onto the at least the second row at the start.
So we go by the rules for timing everywhere. If you set up the time first and somebody ties it, you still are ahead of them. So Schmitzer and Aoki both have 124.090.
It does not put Aoki in a bad spot being one row behind. I believe we still have a few cars out on track to kind of round everything up. Felix Payan. It is New York City. That's a fast taxi right there. That will get you to where you need to be very quickly.
That's the Uber I want.
Yeah, where do I mean, I guess you gotta go to New York City for those, but that's where I'm hoping to pull up. I want to be holding on for dear life, just trying to get to work. I won't have to strap into a 6-point harness just to go to the bar.
He's gonna make a jump here. Up to P5.
P5. Great last lap. Well, that rounds out your gold qualifying. That puts pole for Anton Rushevich. P2, Matt Schmitzer. P3, Ren Aoki. Davim Galindo in P4, and Felix Payant rounding out your top 5. Yeah. Aoki's got a battle ahead of him.
All right, guys, let's take a little bit of a grid walk here while the cars prepare their final settings.
I love this camera angle because you can see how sloped this track is. There's so much different elevation change, camber change. You can see right off here on the start the sloped angle of just the first straightaway.
Kind of makes me feel like I felt last week.
A lot of new liveries. People changed up their liveries for the last few races here. Still love that topographical map Porsche of Heisner.
Oh, some weight saving right here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm excited to get back racing for D4 here. Been a few weeks for me. Haven't been able to watch these guys race around, and been looking forward to it. Got to race Monday night with old Anton Rushevich here in our practice race. That was a good time. A lot more fun commentating about how fast he is than watching him blow by me multiple times in a race.
Correct.
I believe that puts Aoki right behind Rushevich, I believe, on the inside.
Yeah, should be.
So Rushevich is going to have a rear view full of that Aoki GTR, knowing that that's the guy he needs to keep behind him.
Can't count out Schmitzer either, though.
I was about to say Schmitzer. He's sitting P5 currently in points. but he's, when it comes to winning races, you cannot count him out. Davim Galindo is your P3 standing sitting right now, and I believe he is P4 in qualifying. Yes, sir. We have Anton Rushevich sitting pole. Matt Schmitzer is sitting right behind him in second. Rennie Oki in third. Davim Galindo, P4. Felix Payant riding out your top 5. Elliot Levine sitting P6. Pablo Ferreira of the TC8 in P7. Matt Anderson, P8. Shane Transu, P9. And Jake Battle rounding out your top 10. Kyle Miller sitting in 11th. Ian Demler sitting in 12th. Thomas Greer and Rafael Cabrera right behind them. Eric Rutterham, Scott Johnston, Darren Robichaud, Mike Heisner, Travis Tatro, and Brett Swift rounding out your top 20. Tyler Martin in P21, Aaron Kovac in P22, Tim Ducharme P23, Matt Mellinson P24, Justin Moffitt P25, Matt Mattisey P26, and rounding out the race, Stefan Buckley in P27. Now he's sitting in the pits. Does he have a pit start?
I was wondering the same thing because he was sitting on the grid for a long time at the start.
Yes, he must have a. For anybody who doesn't know who's watching, when you rack up enough penalty points, one of the penalties you come to is a pit start. Which means you have to, as they take off, you're sitting in the pits as they fly by, and once all the cars go by, you are allowed to leave the pits, which is going to put you at a pretty far behind situation. As we round the last corner here, they have doubled up, coming down the straight. The anxiety's going, the sweat's going, the nerves are ringing as we're waiting for those green lights. And there's a green flag. Anton has a great jump off the start. Locks in. Matt Schmitzer gets into that second spot. Rennie Oki and Galindo 2 by wide. Rushevich has a great start. Beam Galindo trying to get back into his P4 spot.
Thing looks pretty tidy through the first few turns here.
We have ourselves a little incident here, I believe. A little contact between the Porsche. Oh, a little Porsche on Porsche. He got pushed into him by a Bentley there, as Rushevich gives himself a nice little lead here, trying to build up a comfortable gap. Schmitzer trying to reel him back in, and Aoki just trying to stick with Schmitzer as they round out the first lap here, coming into the third sector. That rear end of that GTR, I noticed in qualifying, Ren seems to like that thing loose in the rear. He's always sliding around. I guess it's just his driving style, and it works for him.
Stefan Buckley just came out of the pits right now. I think he was disconnected there for a second, which is unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. Got himself a
unless they're
battle.
playing the team game and he's trying to hold up Anton as he catches up. That would be some next level.
This is going to be a lot of tight racing tonight, as the track is not very long and wide to be able to open up and get away from people. So you're going to see a lot of these little trains all over the track. We're on board with Shane Transu here as he tails behind Eric Levine. And if you notice, these, like right here, Shane Transu is the last of this little train. You'll notice this a lot. It's going to be a theme tonight of little trains building up all over the track. There'll probably be 4 or 5 car trains just spread out throughout the track. Makes for some very good racing. Jake Battle hunting down Anderson, trying to hold off the McLaren of Ian Demler.
currently we have a train running from P5 to P21.
Oh yeah. It's gonna take a little bit for that train to kind of start breaking up and everyone start spacing out. Some clean racing so far though. Some very clean racing. Ducharme trying to make a move on Martin as Moffitt comes up the inside of Ducharme. Makes a clean pass into turn 1. Looking to make a move on Martin next. Ducharme trying to stay with him to see if he can get that position back. As they all get around Kovac there. Or sorry, Greer. Sorry. Thomas Greer. Looks like he had a little bit of squirrely exit on that last turn there. He's struggling a little bit, but he seems to be sliding about. And that would be why. Slight tap in the rear causes him to lose multiple positions here.
Oh man!
Just trying to avoid cars. Doing a good job letting everyone get by and race by him cleanly, knowing he's being a little bit slower right now after his incident. Cabrera off in the grass, keeps it on track, gets it back on track.
It's the name of the game here is to keep it pointed one direction.
And Rushevich just walking away.
5-second lead already.
As we expected, based off of lap times, now we're only under 5 minutes into the race, so it's expected that in the beginning he walks away, and once he comes into lap traffic and trying to get around all that later on in the race, that's when things will start shaking up a little bit for him. Moffitt still trying to get that position back from Martin. Already lost in turn 1. Trailed right behind by Ducharme. Going on the outside. Contact. Can they stay clean through there? They do. He gives him the spot back. A little contact. Goes up for the inside on the next corner.
Oh.
Contact. That is a risky spot to try to send a pass, especially when the car in front is taking a tight apex.
A lot of heavy blocking going on there.
Yep.
Rushevich off the road.
Oh no, Rushevich into the wall. Looks like we're coming into the final turn right here. Into the final turn with a little bit of downhill. What happened? Disconnect? He must have had issue. I think he had issues, some sort of mechanical or technical issues there.
Well, his girl is saying that his engine died on the chat.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, he had. Yeah. I wonder what happened. Huh. He did have in the race on Monday night. He did have issues with the Mustang. Some sort of transmission damage that he had to pit for. Not sure if it's the same situation or what.
Well, call me a conspiracy theorist, but I'm just gonna go with this is too boring. Let me make it interesting so I don't get bumped up to the next division mid-race.
It very well could have been. I mean, he had a massive lead. He might just be bored. If that is his call, and that's what he did. Man, props to him because that is a tough track to do that on. Trying to make all those spots back up. Well, not good for Rushevich, but great for the viewers. We get to watch Rushevich try to make his way through the field back up into that P1 spot as he gets by Eric Levine there pretty easily around turn 1. Next up in his sights is Felix Payan. Next car to get around. Puts Schmitzer in the lead, and
that's a nice move on the inside there.
Greer looking for a, or is that Greer? That is not Greer. Who is that? The Matt Mellinson, sorry. Oh! What happened there? Do you have a little bit of a disconnect there?
Seeing that a lot.
Yikes.
That's unfortunate. That was definitely some sort of disconnect or lag spike. Hopefully we can mitigate a lot of those throughout the race tonight. Oh, little contact there between Transu and Demler. As Demler tries to make a move on Battle. Battle able to hold him off into the turn 2 there.
Cabrera, the lone Lexus on the track. It's I've driven the Lexus around here. It's not a lot of fun.
Not fun at all. I had to do it before. Wouldn't recommend it. As he's trying to hold off Pablo Ferreira there. Rushevich has Payan in his sights. As we know, Rushevich has a lot of pace on everybody here, so it's coming down to picking his spots in which to make a move. When is it risky? When's it not risky?
Matt posted on the chat that his brake pedal said, I'm out.
Oh no. Does he go for the last turn pass like he did again? Nope, playing it safe. Trying to get a good exit out here on that Lamborghini of Payan. Payan's just got a rear view full of Coors Mustang.
906 off. It's Cabrera.
Speaking of Lexus.
Didn't go back far enough to catch what happened. He was already in the wall.
Rusevich to the inside there. Felix not giving up though.
I don't know if he's going to have a choice.
And Rushevich sets his eyes on his next victim of Davim Galindo. Travis Tatro hunting down Pablo Ferreira in the BMW. Got a good run on him here. Can he make a move into the final turn? Not quite there yet. See if he can get a good exit onto the final straight. Loses it a little bit. I believe Pablo should be safe coming into turn 1 here.
Stefan Buckley with nothing but clean track ahead of him.
Stefan Buckley, oh, going for a move. Chose the inside.
Got a
Good exit. The speed of the Mustang. Oh, little tap. I think Anton thought that Davim was going to go to the outside and he was going to go inside. Gets by him on the inside. And now we have ourselves an interesting battle. Rushevich hunting down Aoki. The two drivers here with title contention for the entire series. Now we still have well over 45 minutes left in this race, so Rushevich is in no hurry, but knowing him, he's probably not going to be waiting around much. As Battle's trying to find his way around the Aston Martin of Matt Anderson, and while also trying to hold off the McLaren of Ian Demler. He's going to have a run into turn 2 here. Not quite. Demler tries for the outside, doesn't quite have it.
It's a hard spot to make an outside pass work there.
Yep. Taking that outside line versus the inside on a big U like that is just so much more distance you have to travel. We have our Bentley on Bentley action here of Darren Robichaud and Kyle Miller with Eric Rutterham right behind them. Darren Robichaud pinched between 2 teammates here. Not in a good spot. Not a spot you want to be. Had a good battle between these 3 going for most of the race here. Seem to be all just on pace with each other. Aoki seems to have closed the gap up to Schmitzer here a little bit. Has him within under a second.
Still loose.
Yeah, that is the story of his season, is a sliding that GTR around the track. He likes having the rear of the car be a little slidey.
I've raced with Ren for a long time, and he's always driven his cars like that. Didn't matter what he was in.
Brett Swift has a little bit of an incident here. Self-inflicted, or is there contact? Too wide into turn 1 on a downhill turn here. Self-inflicted.
Oh.
I believe the Bentley stayed alive through that. Knowing how much of a tank the Bentley is.
Starting to heat up between the front 3 now. They're all within about a second of each other.
Rushevich has the pace. Can he get around cleanly? 2 very good drivers to try to make your way around here. He definitely has a fight on his hands. That Mustang has a lot of speed on there's a few straightaways that Mustang has a lot of speed on here. The GTR also faster top end car. BMW Schmitzer, even though it's not a faster car, seems to be holding on just fine for himself. They are bumper to bumper. This is what we were all hoping for today. Get straightened up a little bit by Rushevich, but as we were just saying, Aoki likes that car loose, and I believe when he had the pressure on from Rushevich right behind him, he started pushing a little bit, and that looseness, I think it bit him a little bit. Luckily, didn't put him back too far, but he does have some work ahead. Yep, just had got a little loose on braking.
I think he used a little bit too much of that curve on the outside. It's probably what threw the balance of the car off there.
Well, Aoki has a little bit of a fight ahead of him, but luckily not too bad. I wonder what happened to Battle here. Seems Ian Demler has moved way up ahead of him. Was trailing behind him for a while. Jake Battle must have had a little bit of an issue. Ducharme hunting down the McLaren of Scott Johnston as Johnston chases down Ducharme. Matt Mattis into the grass. Good avoidance by Cabrera there. I believe that was a self-inflicted incident by Matt Mattis here as he comes into the final turn. Seems to be biting a lot of people tonight. Coming onto the front straight here. Catches a little bit of grass. Gets a little slide. Great save from Matt Matisse there. Rudderham trying to make a move on Tim Ducharme. Looking for the inside, goes back to the outside. Can he get a good exit out of turn one here? Has a run on him, coming into turn two in the inside. Rushevich hard on the brakes, gets the pass done on the inside, and makes it stick. Clean pass into turn two by Rushevich there on Matt Schmitzer. And now it is back off to the races for Anton Rushevich. Nothing but clear track ahead of him as Jake Battle chases down Shane Transu here, trying to make up some of those spots that he lost.
Whatever engine issues Rushevich had earlier, they seem to have worked themselves out.
Yep.
Weird.
Pit crew told him to press this button, push that button, and
I guess the cockpit was smelling of fuel too.
Yep.
Mobo in the chat said, how long till the next quote-unquote engine issue?
We got our first pitter right there.
Oh, so we do. Levine.
Eric Levine.
Going for the undercut. Not too early.
Pablo Ferreira making a move on Battle here on the inside of turn two. Can he make it stick? They are side by side, door to door. Coming through turn two. That gives Battle the inside on the next corner. Gets it back. Ferreira going for the underside, trying to get back to the inside. Goes for the inside into turn three here. And Battle's able to hold him off until the straightaway here.
Ferrer's carrying a lot of damage.
Yes, it does. That is a very damaged car. Especially in the front, coming into these next two turns here. Front aero damage is very tough on these next two fast turns. Should see Battle pull away just a little bit and kind of get himself a comfortable cushion here. Scott Johnson falling behind. Something must have happened for him there. Lost a few positions. Ducharme with a nice inside move on Johnson there. Beautiful clean pass. Nothing happened, just a nice pass by Ducharme. As Moffitt dips off into the pits. Or sorry, that would have been, yeah, that was Moffitt. Rudderham looking for an inside on T1. Doesn't quite have it.
Eisinger has a rear view mirror full of Lexus right now.
Trying to make a Lexus work around a Porsche on this track is a tough ask, but Cabrera seems to be managing to keep up with him and stick right by him. That is a great drive from Cabrera if he can keep up with this Porsche on this track. Tim Ducharme chasing down a few Bentleys. Jake Battle moved himself up into he's a spin sitting P9 when he made that move around Ferrer. Looking to make a move on Transu here in a little bit.
From up front, dip into the pits.
Hitting that point, a lot of people are dipping into the pits. Gonna make for some interesting racing here coming up in a little bit as they start exiting pits and in and out. Matt Matisse looking to have a few issues yet again. Just lost the rear coming into the... hits the grass and loses it all the way around. Right on the racing line. Dangerous spot to be sitting. Gets himself off track a little bit though. And
Rough trip into the pits too. He came to a complete stop before the pit entry line.
There's a tough pit entry at this track.
It is.
You got a chicane in your pit entry that you're trying to come full speed through, and then right after the chicane is your pit line, so definitely a more challenging pit entry than most tracks. I believe this is Rudderham making a move on Ducharme. Shoots it way off into the grass.
He should probably give that one back.
Yeah, I believe he should. Ferreira, even with the front end damage, is sticking right on Battle's rear tires, not letting him go.
Aoki's fallen back a good ways. He's 5 seconds behind P2.
Tyler Martin looks like he has some issues coming into the pits here. There it is.
Yep.
Oh, and catches some rear end damage right there. Right into the flagger. Safe re-entry right into the pits.
Ferrer when he got past him. Let's see what happened.
Something must have happened.
Right there.
Battle gets a loose.
Something must have happened to Anderson because Aoki was 5 seconds behind him and now he's P2. Oh, no, sorry, Smitzer pit.
Yeah.
Anderson all over the back of Aoki here.
I think that's the charm.
Is that?
Yeah, I think it is Ducharme.
Yep.
Oh, it is. My leaderboard here is all messed up.
No, he's just he's lapped.
Oh, gotcha. So that is not P3. That is a lap down.
As Aoki loses the rear once again.
Yeah, Anderson just came into the pits.
The field has spread out quite a bit. I don't have any battles.
Matt Anderson looks like he's on Ferrera, I believe.
They're on the pit. They're on the pit.
Oh my goodness! I hate pit time. Pit time confuses me. The 30-minute area of the race is when my brain just isn't able to keep up.
Ten-second lead for P1, no big deal.
Top 6 has yet to pit. Nobody going for the undercut. Schmitzer pitted early.
Schmitzer was running up.
Yep, Schmitzer pitted early. See if that'll play out in his favor here.
I believe Galindo was running up there pretty close as well. He pit a little earlier than Schmitzer, so.
Battle still fighting with Ferrera here, trying to get his spot back. Did Pablo fix the damage on his car? I would believe not if him and Battle are still this close.
No, it's still pretty well destroyed on the front end.
Battle's probably going to try to hope to use that to his advantage. In these, some of these high-speed corners.
Now, something we can't tell from here, but I know my teammate reported last night he was having pressure loss, massive pressure loss. Like,
Battle goes up the inside on Ferrera. Trying to keep it tight through T2. That gives Ferrera the inside coming into T3. Should be able to hold on to that position.
easy pass.
Is that Rushevich trying to get by him here as well?
Yeah.
A little lap traffic. Got a heated battle going on as Rushevich is just trying to make his ways through. And battle makes it around Ferrera as Ferrera goes off track a little bit.
Yeah, so the British tracks are notorious for giving you punctures if you use the curbs too much. I think I've gotten a puncture on every single British track, but nowhere else.
Yep, same way. I got one at Indy one time, but where Ferrera just went off track, that curb is known for giving you a puncture if you ride it a little bit too long. Battle, just a blue flag for Rushevich here. As Felix Payan has Davim Galindo in his sights. And Matt Anderson right behind them, trying to stick with this battle here. Matt Anderson hoping that Payan and Galindo fighting can slow him down a little bit and get him to catch up and close that gap he's got right now so he can be a part of this fight.
Ren Aoki has assumed the lead. Rushevich just came in the pit. cars remained up here.
Rushevich with a 34-second total time stopped. Not the lowest you can get, but not the highest. With a 57-second total pit time. Again, not the lowest, but not that it should matter for his race tonight. Scott Johnson looking to do something here with Rushevich's teammate, Greer. So we can make a move on him for the P17 spot. Someone way off track over there. Moffitt looked like he had some troubles getting into the pits.
Yeah, he's at a standstill right now. Oh.
Yeah, I think he hit the wall trying to go into the pits or something happened. Went to go for a move on the inside of the last turn. Made contact with, I believe, either Robichaud or Rudderham.
He just decided to call it there.
Looks like we have a Rushevich family member in the chat tonight as well.
So it does.
Scott Johnson closed the gap up on Thomas Greer here just a little bit. Greer went a little wide. Able to hold Johnson off. Johnson plays it safe there. Doesn't go for the move. Sometimes that's the best way to do it. Don't go for those moves. Keep yourself in the race. You got 25 minutes left, 24 minutes left.
He just dove into turn 1 on him. Or turn 2, I'm sorry. Took the spot.
Took the spot. He said, I don't want to play it safe. I want to pass now.
Greer's not giving up. He took it right back.
Squeeze him up the inside. Yeah, and Thomas Greer ended up with the position back and a little bit of a lead again. Good racing by Scott Johnson and Thomas Greer there. Jake Battle looking to make a move on Shane Transu here. Or sorry, Eric Levine. On the outside, coming into the last turn. Can they keep it together? Seems as if Battle might have it, but that gives Levine the inside line into T1. Fast downhill turn here to be door-to-door on. Playing it safe, they give each other the space needed to race. Battle shows the inside. Falls back in the line. And that T1 that's a tough place to go side by side on. There's a lot of understeer. Being on the outside of that turn when you're side by side is not a fun place to be. Lots of understeer coming through that turn, pushing people out wide. Ducharme stuck in the middle again between Kyle Miller and Eric Rudderham. Just being bullied by the American Airlines Bentleys here.
Such a good delivery.
Such a good delivery. Rudderham with the run coming up the inside. Makes the pass stick around the inside.
Nicely done.
Rudderham has his teammate Kyle Miller up next in front of him as he also tries to hold off Ducharme, who wants that position back.
I like how Miller has the blue auxiliary lights and Rotherham has the red auxiliary lights.
I have never even noticed that.
Look at them right now.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Galendo has a stuck turn signal.
Or it could be on purpose. Just for fun. I run my rain light in every race.
I usually run my rain light at nighttime races. Just for safety.
Oh. Jake battle off track.
Him and Pablo were just all over each other tonight.
Blind turn up the hill.
Oh, he was gonna run into that
avoidance,
BMW.
yep.
Yeah.
That was an avoidance move by Battle. Back behind Pablo again. As Pablo chases down Eric Levine here. And Levine chases down Transu. Pereira having a great drive, knowing he's got damage, front end damage. You can see that hood flapping in the breeze there. Having himself a great drive for having that much front end damage. Just all over the bumper of Eric Levine here. Pereira still hunting down a portion of Eisner here. If anybody in chat has a specific driver they'd like to see a little bit of screen time of, just throw their name into the chat and we'll be sure to give that driver a little bit of time on screen. Amos Greer looking to make a move here on Tim Ducharme. See if he can pull some of that magic from Rushevich as he makes the move on the inside around Ducharme. Seems to be a lot of passes being made. Ducharme does not want to let it go. It seems like that corner there that Greer made the pass on, seems to be a lot of passes being made there tonight.
It's a sketchy place to pass too.
Yeah, but I believe it's because, like what I said in the track walk, that turn before that one coming into that long straight is such an important turn. If you get a better exit than somebody else, that's a long straightaway that you can get a good run on somebody. Stefan Buckley here seeming to have some more issues. Just goes a little bit wide on the braking.
I just noticed he has the Castle and Cauldron sponsor on him.
Does he?
Yeah, that's what CNC
Oh yeah,
is.
right there in the front.
Yeah.
Yep.
And on the side.
On
That's
the side
his.
as well. Yeah.
He runs that.
Oh,
Ah.
he is
Yeah.
Castle and Cauldron.
That's right.
Speaking of Castle and Cauldron, they are a sponsor of our SRA GT3 Team Series. Castle and Cauldron, a home-based crafting business specializing in handmade Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, and Fairy World collectibles, magic wands, potions, mini dioramas, wall decor, costumery, cosplay, and much more. Castle and Cauldron is where crafting meets the magical. Visit facebook.com/Castle and Cauldron. Or sorry, Castle Cauldron, not Castle and Cauldron. Ferreira made a move on Battle. Battle's guy in front of Ferreira at some point. These two just have it out for each other tonight.
All
Great
three of these right here.
Yeah.
All three of these guys right here have been battling for a while.
Great racing as well. I know if I was them, I'd be loving it. I'm sure they are.
I hate we missed what caused all that damage to the front end of that BMW.
Yeah, Pablo's car. I believe Greer here's maybe has Anton in his ear giving him tips, trying to tell him how to drive this Ford. He seems to be making some moves and finding some pace that he didn't have earlier on in the race. Cabrera seemed to have made it around Eisner at some point. Oof, the rough pan to Brett Swift sitting in the grass.
The cameraman is just too much.
The cameraman chose violence today. Seems as if he may have given up here. He's back on track? Maybe he just needed a little bit of break.
Oh no.
The Rudderham.
Rudderham in the grass, sand. Just went a little wider on T1.
He and Miller were cruising too.
Ooh, got a little twitchy there. Seems as if the American Airlines formation flight has now come to an end.
Lose a little concentration this late into the race.
Yep. Yeah, here's where the having a little bit of grit when it comes to concentration comes into play. Starting to get a little bit tired, you know, even especially on a track like this, wears you out. Comes down to who can stay focused, who can keep hitting their brake markers, keep running clean lines. As Ferrer goes with the inside of Battle, coming into T1, trying to make another move on him here. Looks like he has the run. Pablo with a clean pass on Battle into T1. Getting all up in the bumper of Shane Transu here.
I think Anton let up a little bit too because Smitzer's all over him.
Yep. Under a second.
I didn't see any yellow flags, so I'm not sure what happened.
Maybe your
If we could,
conspiracy was correct.
If we could get the inside scoop from our pit lane reporter.
I think that's the cue for Miss Profiti right there. Prifty.
Greer has only one Bentley to make it around now. Get him into that P13 spot. beautiful V8 of this Bentley Continental GT3.
Yeah, Anton's last lap was 131, 7 seconds slower.
Our pit lane reporter here says that Anton had a little oopsie. He keeps looking at his Twitch chat.
All right, kids,
bored.
don't text and drive, because that's
Right,
what
yeah.
happens.
Must have been getting a little bored up front, checking his Twitch chat.
Ooh, contact there.
Charm goes up the inside of Greer. Greer has the inside line here. As they go too wide into a fast turn. Can they make it through clean? It seems as if Greer holds on to the spot. As
Ducharme
Scott Johnson makes
yeah.
the move around Ducharme.
Yep. Heads up play.
Great driving by Johnson there. Saw that Ducharme was as Greer to the inside of Miller makes contact with a little bit of a dive bombing move, I believe. I don't want to say that too boldly.
I think Miller went a little wide and Greer had a better run, and Miller closed the door on him last second.
Ducharme is too wide here with Greer as he has Rudderham right behind him. I believe Greer might have had the overlap and Miller might have turned in a little bit on him. Scott Johnson just cleaning up all of it though. Making the best of a situation of cars battling here. Greer stays ahead of Ducharme, Rudderham, and Miller back bumper to bumper again.
Formation flight once again.
Scott Johnson, great driving there from him. Saw the cars, all the cars ahead of him battling, tight battling, just sat back and watched it all happen and picked each one of them off as incidents happened, as cars made moves which caused them to slow down, and Scott Johnson here just decided to play it safe and not battle with anybody and let the battles unfold and gets him into a P12 spot. Great driving by Scott Johnson.
P4 right now, Felix Payan has had a great run tonight. He's not pressured any from behind right currently, but
And has freedom on the track.
yep.
Jake Battle looking to move up another position, falling behind Shane Transu here. Ferrari v Ferrari.
Rudderham, there you go, you got it.
Rudderham up the inside of Ducharme into that same turn that all the passes are happening on. And Ducharme backs out a little bit, gives Rudderham the room as he goes by. Greer, Thomas Greer here saying, I see what you did, Scott. I saw that you waited for our mistakes to make a move here, so I'm going to get that spot back from you as he goes to the outside into the final turn onto the front straight here. Still has overlap coming into turn one. Has the outside as they go door to door into T1. Greer plays it safe, backs out, lives the fight another day. As he goes the inside into T2, way too wide, came in too fast, pushing Scott Johnson back outside. gives him the position back. Greer's this last little bit here seems as if well, as Rudderham makes his way around Greer, seems as if Greer's getting a little bit aggressive on his driving. He's this later bit in the racing here. Just came in, missed his braking point, came in a little bit too fast into T2. I think what's best at this point for Greer is for him to kind of settle in a little bit.
Not too much, because your Charm's right there.
Settle in, but don't settle in, you know? Brake right, hit the gas right, turn right. That's all it takes. As he goes wide, it's a little squirrely. Ducharme plays it safe, backs to out.
What happened to Ferrer? He's nowhere near battle. He's down at 21.
He is.
He must have had another off track there.
Looks like he pit again because his car is fixed now.
He got tired of the damage.
Either that, or he had another incident with a wall or car and said, all right, this is too much damage now, I have to fix it.
He has made 2 pit stops.
Ducharme might be trying to make a move here on Greer. Millard.
What is happening to Millard?
Track. He was in the fight with Rudderham and Ducharme and Robichaud, and is at the end of his race. Plus technical difficulties, it looks like, sitting there for a minute and then pulling back onto track. Ian Demler looking to do something here with Matt Anderson. And there's Pablo in the front with a freshly clean looking car.
I'm sure it drives a lot better.
I need to hire those mechanics though.
Right?
Yeah, being able to put back together a perfectly running and driving car in under 2 minutes. Stefan Buckley with some more issues. Tough night for Buckley between technical issues and just goes a little wide on that turn we were talking about earlier. If you run off a little bit too wide and touch that grass.
That's battle spins.
Oh no. He's still spinning.
Yeah.
Can't get the car back on track. He's battling here with Shane Transu in the Ferrari. Coming down into T3.
Oh, too much curve. Yeah,
too much curve.
Same as Aoki.
Drops him back from a P9 to a P11. As Matt Anderson has seemed to get a little bit of a gap away from Demler here. Built up a little cushion.
Everybody's pretty well spread out now.
Was just about to say that myself. It seems there's only really a handful of battles going on here. Demmler still chasing down Matt Anderson, but Matt Anderson really starting to pull away from him here. It is under a minute left to go in the race here.
Anton's about to enter the last lap.
Just needs to hold it together for one more lap. Great drive here by... Oh no, Demmler tried to make a move on Anderson, I believe, and it didn't pay out for him.
I think both cars went off track right there.
Coming into that same thing we were talking about in the beginning. Go a little wide here. Yep, lead follow. Some of those monkey see, monkey do type situations. Oh no, Greer was right behind Rudderham and must have lost it trying to make a move on him. As Ducharme wants to try to capitalize on it here. For an outside coming into T1. Greer's able to hold on to it.
Great run down the hill.
Ducharme on the inside of Thomas Greer. Makes the pass as Anton Rushevich crosses the line to win the race for his 4th consecutive win. Great drive by Anton Rushevich, and not just a runaway either. Had to fight back for that one a little bit. Great drive by Matt Schmitzer, had a P2, and Rene Oki rounding out your P3. Felix Payan coming down the front straight here for a P4 finish. Great drive by Felix Payan. And Davim Galindo in the Porsche rounding out your top 5. Great drive by Davim Galindo. With his turn signal still on. Anderson able to hold off Demmler for the... got some flashing from Demmler as a good race to Matt Anderson there. Shane Transu was able to hold off Jake Battle until he had his little spin there. Levine, P9, and Travis Tatro running out your top 10.
Johnson trying to fight him right here for
Scott Johnson
P11.
wants a final run on him. Doesn't quite get it. Jake Battle, P11, Scott Johnson, P12, Eric Rudderham, P13. Tim Ducharme, Thomas Greer, 14 and 15th. Heisner was able to hold off Cabrera for a while there for a 15th. I believe the standings are starting to get all messed up now, people leaving.
Yep.
Good drive by Cabrera in that Lexus. Not an easy driver on this track. And a interesting race there for Rushevich. Well, had the pace, was flying, and then had to actually work for it a little bit. Didn't just get to use his fast pace. He actually had to use some other tricks up his sleeve. And the real quick here, I'd like to give a huge thank you to our SRA sponsor and title sponsors for supporting us here at SRA, as well as support from Documize, a modern business solution for product management. Sorry about that. Oh, sorry. Go to Documize.com to learn more today. And support from Retro Saga, a North American-based gaming company that provides accessories for your favorite classic systems, including Nintendo, PlayStation, Sega, and much more. Enhance your retro gaming experience today at retrosaga.ca. And a big thank you to our affiliates, Track Racer. Experience redefined gaming with Track Racer's high-quality sim rigs and accessories. Use code SRATE at checkout to support us. Armamentario, a toolbox for ACC that will enhance your chance to win. Enjoy a fully customizable and enhanced HUD to change the way you experience ACC. AT3D Sim Shop. Upgrade your sim racing experience with premium 3D printed accessories featuring precision crafted magnetic shifters, sleek cable management solutions, versatile stream deck mounts, and immersive dashboard displays. Their innovative designs enhance performance and style. Elevate every lap with top-tier quality and craftsmanship at at3d.net. Go Setups. Premium esports setups for everyone. Use our affiliate link on our Discord and take your drive to the next level. And from KP Concepts, your source for custom automotive renderings, graphic design, and printing. We spend countless hours making you look good, all for the spectacle. Check out kpconcepts.com for more. We will try to get some of your drivers up in here for some interviews.
Let's see if
We
I
will
can
start
grab,
with
yeah, who do you want?
Anton Rushevich, your P1.
One second, let me see if I can find him.
That was really fun.
That was really fun.
Stealing you.
Hi, everyone.
Anton. Welcome to the booth yet again. Fourth win in a row. Great race to watch here. You had the pace, clearly. You had insane speed at this track, but due to some circumstances, it seemed as you had to fight back through the field a little bit there. Talk us through what happened, what caused you to drop back, and what was the issues there?
My engine died. I don't know why. So literally last corner, I think it was lap 3, lap 4, I try to start applying the gas, and then I'm getting no drive, and I'm looking at my speed. I'm like, what's going on? And then I see that my engine is just off, and I had to pull over. I think I lost maybe like 5-6 positions, maybe 10-15 seconds worth of track time, and I don't know, it was just full balls to the wall at that point. And then in the second stint, it was just damage limitation, especially because I spun at turn 3, and I was on 3 track warnings the entire time. So it was extremely scary. So I'm just glad it's over. I wasn't expecting this kind of pace, to be honest, but really happy with the result. It's good to have you guys back.
Yeah, we were wondering what happened there. We saw that Schmitzer seemed to have made up some time at one point. Did not see the spin. You made your way through the field pretty quickly when you had your first engine failure. Once you got back into let me ask you, how comfortable did you feel because you had the pace today? How comfortable did you feel making passes on this track?
I gotta give it to the guys. You know, D4 has been known to not be the cleanest divisions of SRA, but I gotta hand it to him today. Everyone raced clean, raced hard, raced fair. My teammate was involved in like a 5-6 car battle, and in our race review just now, we were just talking about how everything was super fun and there's no bad blood between anyone. So honestly, just hats off to everyone. It was great racing. Really nice to be on track with everyone today.
That's awesome to hear. Yeah, we watched Thomas Greer's battles pretty much the whole race.
Yep.
Next up, Kyalami, however people pronounce that track. How do you feel about that track? Have you any time on it?
I have no time on it. You should ask my teammate. He's in love with that track. I think he's got 2 wins here. So
yeah, he loves it.
Yeah,
yep.
it's a great track. But...
hoping that we have a really solid team result as we head into the last race of the season. I feel confident in my ability to get up to speed as per usual. So we'll see what happens.
Congrats on your 4th consecutive win. Looking forward to seeing if you can make it a 5th to end the season out.
Yep, here's hoping.
You mentioned the spin at turn 3. Did we learn not to look at Twitch chat and drive at the same time?
Yikes!
I learned a few times. It was I was looking over at chat. I'm like, guys, I should stop looking at chat. And then I kept looking over. It's just the ADHD gets to me sometimes, you know. So, listen, race is over. I don't want to think about it anymore. Turn 3 can go. You know, screw off. But yep.
Well, congrats, man.
Good stuff.
Good luck next week.
Thank you so much.
See you, buddy.
Bye bye.
I'm gonna grab Matt Smitzer. Sounds good.
Yep.
Matt Schmitzer, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations on the P2. Great drive there. Seemed like you kind of had yourself a pretty comfortable race for the most part.
That was comfortable.
From what I, with a little bit we got to see of your driving, so if you will talk us through it, what did you experience out there?
Well, I had pretty good quality pace all week, but I was trying to get a good race pace going because I don't want to concentrate on that. But I just turned off my MFD and went at it the whole race, honestly. Because if I start concentrating on people behind me or in front of me, then I just, do stupid mistakes. But when I started off in front of Aoki and behind Rusevic, I knew it was going to be fun.
Oh yeah, so you got fast in front, fast behind. You're in for a fight. Well, is this a season best for you?
I think so. I think I had a P3
before.
maybe. Yeah, it's been a good season. I took a couple seasons off. It's been a good season.
Well, love to see people getting personal bests in the seasons. The track next coming up is Kyalami. How do you feel about that track?
I love that track. That's probably one of my favorites. So, I mean, anything can happen, For the most part, this division's been pretty clean from what I've seen. I mean, we have some stuff here and there, but hopefully everyone can end it on a good note. And I think we're still fighting for, me and Levine's still fighting for team championship, but I don't know how far. I think we're too far back.
Yeah,
we'll put up a good fight.
You're sitting 61 points behind. After tonight, you might be a little bit closer, but yeah, still can put up a good fight.
I mean, DNF could affect those standings, so don't give up.
Yep.
Yeah, I told Anton after the race, I was in post chat, and I was like, "Man, were you just wrecking to make me feel better, or what?"
We had a conspiracy theory of our own that he was getting bored and wanted to have fun, but
I was like, "He's only 1.5 seconds in front of me. Now 3 seconds.
Well,
now 5 seconds."
Yeah, he said that his engine died. I mean, I've had that happen before where I mistakenly hit the ignition or the starter button and it shuts off the engine. That's the danger of having it in your steering wheel. And he said that later on he spun on turn 3 because he was looking at Twitch chat. So
priorities, right?
Right.
Yeah, I missed my pit box too, which I haven't done all year.
Oh,
I just missed it I didn't miss it, but I just went over the board like just a hair, and I had to get pulled back. But I mean, he's fast. I was kind of more proud of being in front of Aoki and just keep my pace up because he's fast too.
I was gonna say the chances of catching Rushevich tonight, there's something about this track clicked with him, and he was just flying. So even with a messed up pit and being able to come in P2, keep Aoki behind you, that's a win in itself. So congratulations on that.
Thanks,
do you guys have anything else for him?
No, just look forward to seeing you up front probably at Kyalami next week.
I hope so. We'll see. No commentator's curse, right?
Right.
Nope.
All right, guys. I appreciate it.
Good luck, man.
Thank you.
all right. Anybody else?
There's Aoki down there. Who got P3? Was it Aoki?
Aoki was P3, yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Ren.
Ren Aoki.
I think he's AFK. He's
muted. I don't know
his
if
mic is
you're,
muted.
All right. Well, this is your P3 position here, Ren Aoki. He is either AFK or muted.
Who won for silver? I
I
didn't catch it.
I didn't either.
I'm not sure. Well, I guess we can probably wrap it up there.
I want to listen from Scott Johnston, picking up all those pieces.
Yeah. Pull him up.
Let's see what he has to say. Hey, Scott, are you with
Scott.
me?
Hello?
Hey Scott, this is the booth here, and with Ryan, Sean, and me and Jorge.
How's it going, guys?
We're doing good. We just want to get a quick word from you. We saw you battling for most of the race, and
Yeah,
yeah.
it was an amazing race. From about 13th to 17th, we were pretty much the entire time neck and neck. It was this track is intense. There's no mental breaks, right? So you're really focused. So it's kind of exhausting, actually. Yeah,
Yeah,
but it was. I was stoked. Like, that was so much fun.
it seemed there was one point that we were watching you guys battle, and you were behind a pack of, it looked like 4 of them, and they were all battling each other hard and making errors and bumping into each other, and it seemed like you were just picking them off one at a time as they made their errors. And I don't know if that was
Patience.
a strategic, was it strategic, was it
Yeah.
patient?
It is. It's a track where you don't have opportunities to get aggressive, so you kind of have to bide your time, right, and wait for the mistakes like that. And that's the way I've always. It's one of my favorite tracks to race because there's no runoff area. There's really no room for error, so you kind of have to really be patient. And the actual opportunities to pass are slim. But if you can, wait for that mistake in front and then get by. I did get lucky. I think Miller there knocked into Darren, and I got through both of them on one corner, and that kind of sealed the deal. And I just, at that point, I was like, okay, just focus, dude. Keep the racing line from here on out. And yeah, had an absolute blast. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was some great heads-up driving to watch. We could, from the booth up here, we could see the patience and the strategic planning of just waiting for them to fight each other out, and pick up the pieces where you can, and then once you got out front, you kind of just saw open track and ran with it. And yeah, great heads-up driving.
Yeah, thanks. It was so much fun. Thanks a lot, guys.
Well, hope to see you doing some more of that next week at Kyalami, and having a nice finish again.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys, for the commentator, and we'll definitely check that out. Just definitely come back next week. It's going to be so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
To finish
Yes,
the season
sir.
off.
All right, we'll see, man.
All right, guys. I think that's it.
I believe so.
Well,
And-
sign us off, Ryan.
Well, thank you everybody for hanging out with us in chat, hanging out watching the Division 4 race here at Round 7 at Brands Hatch. It was a fun night of racing. Let us know what you want to see next time, more or less of. If you have any drivers you want to see more of, please come back, hang out with us for Round 8, the final round of the GT3 Team Series at Kyalami next Wednesday. Appreciate you guys. Have a good night.
Night.